Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Ringside Recap. I am your host, Nick the Ninja, and let's get started with a brand new week, starting with Monday Night Raw. So guys, welcome to a brand new episode for this week. We are in officially WrestleMania week, and I know I am not the only one who is ready for this to be over. And it's not because I don't, care. Well, I do care, but at the same time I don't care. I know I've been voicing this out for a couple weeks now that this WrestleMania does not feel like a normal WrestleMania. And I've been saying it because they have been hyping this up so early. The fact that everybody is getting tired of it. And I think everybody is happy that WrestleMania is literally this Saturday and Sunday. So once it's over, they can see new things. And we don't have to worry about the same 15 people in rotation. And I don't know if y'all have seen that Liv Morgan dropped like a music video for her song that she made called Trouble. It's not the best thing, but hey, if she likes it and her fans like it, then that's them. On the video, they had a couple people from the Judgment Day pop up in her video. Like I said, unless you like Liv Morgan or her music, then go ahead. Not my type of tea, but it's okay. But y'all, this has been a long months coming for this WrestleMania. I am excited that we're almost done with this, and we get to see brand new storylines, brand new just everything. But after all that, let's get started with the show. Okay guys, the show opens up with GM Adam Pearce and Triple H in the ring, basically welcoming the show in and also telling us that Brock Lesnar and Obafemi would actually get a contract signing done during the show. So Adam Pearce basically tries to welcome in the men, but Paul Heyman comes in and goes through his whole spiel like he normally does, and then Brock Lesnar comes. He's walking to the ring, the normal pacing around the ring, trying to get the fans hyped for him to go in the ring, whatever. So he gets in the ring, and then Paul Heyman goes through another whole rant about how Obafemi, the ruler, is going to bow down to the beast, Brock Lesnar, the whole shebang. We already know this. This has been going on for months. The whole shebang. Nothing to even be saying anything crazy about. So Brock Lesnar actually signs the contract and, basically says that he wants Obafemi. And that's all he said. And this was it for that little segment with them. I guess they wanted just to open up with him to get the show going on. But I'm really excited for this match. I think this match, I hope, will be the best match of the night for WrestleMania. I don't remember on the top of my head. I'm gonna have to look it up on what night their match is going to be on, but they're saying that there should have been the real main event of WrestleMania, which I absolutely agree. This should have been the main event for WrestleMania other than the other ones, because I feel like a little bit of the other ones going to be a little predictable. But on Friday, I'm going to give all of my predictions what's gonna happen during WrestleMania and see if I am right, or I want to see if y'all are right too in your predictions in the comments. So let me know on Saturday and Sunday, because I will be giving my review on it. So I can't wait to see how that's going to turn out. And then next we get a little I Show speed montage with Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Basically them attempting to train Speed to wrestle and getting him hyped up to wrestle. So it was a whole training montage. You have them in the ring and some random wrestlers just going at it. Really nothing here and there. But yeah. Okay guys, the first match of the night, we had Lyra Valkyria versus Charlotte Flair. Now this match was a good match. I am so happy. I'm so proud of the ladies for finally stepping it up. The past couple weeks, the ladies have been not putting it on for the division lately. But now I'm so excited because this match was a great match. Potentially match of the night. Charlotte and Lyra really put it on for the match. And at the end of the match, it ended up being Lyra getting the win due to distracting Charlotte and Lyra doing a roll up and getting the win. And then at the end of the match, a little hypey, pushing each other, and that was it for that. So then after the match, we have a quick little promo with the Usos and LA Knight, and then MFT comes around and Solo tells the Usos in LA that the Usos is making the family look bad due to hanging out with LA Knight. And LA Knight is like, you know what? Let's all have a match later on during the show. Us three versus any of y'all three from MFT, and it is what it is. So, whatever. But the person that was missing from MFT was Tama Tonga. Now, Solo is like, I don't know why he's not here. He should be here. Now, is this because of him losing on last Friday? Or is he going to end up getting a part of the match later on? Probably so. But I'll tell y'all later once we see. Okay, y'all. So the next thing of the night, we tried to have a interview with Stephanie Valkyrie, the champion. She was in the ring talking to Kathy, and then Liv Morgan came from behind Stephanie and jumped her, and it was a big old brawl. Y'all know the big old brawl that you do every single WrestleMania. They've been doing this for 2-3 weeks. They brawl, security comes, separate them, they brawl again, separate, they brawl again, separate. That's been going on. And Liv is just screaming, you're done for, yada yada yada, and Stephanie is also saying you're done for and also speaking in Spanish. So I'm pretty sure she said the same thing but just in Spanish. Before Stephanie got jumped by Liv, they accidentally bumped into Kathy, and Kathy took a little bump, and they did the whole oh my god, I'm so hurt, she didn't get bumped that hard to be that dramatic as much as she was. She was really selling it, and she sold it really well. So then we get Io Sky having an interview with Jackie, and Jackie basically saying, she's rooting for Rhea at WrestleMania, and Io's like, yeah, no one's the bigger fan than me of Rhea. And then we have Asuka and Kairi coming out, and Asuka was like, last year WrestleMania you was a champion, and now this year you're just Rhea's sidekick. But don't worry about that. I'll give you someone to go against. And then she just gives up Kairi to Io. So later it will be a match between Kairi and Io. And Asuka made Kairi call her senpai. Senpai is a higher, an upper, kind of uppery person. Come on, something like you or something like that, you're my senpai. You're everything to me, basically. So Kyrie is now calling Asuka her senpai. Don't know what's going on. Hashtag let go Kyrie. Let Kyrie go. We're tired of the Asuka abuse over here. So we have that going on. Okay, y'all, the second match of the night, it was LA Knight and the Usos versus MFT. And the people who represented MFT was Solo Sokoa, JC Mateo, and Tonga Loa. So this match was a pretty good match. It was a good match for a 6-man tag team match. Good back and forth. I will honestly say that I believe the MFT was more dominant in this match, in my opinion. And the people who got the win was LA Knight and the Usos, due to the distraction of Tama Tonga, who came out and distract Solo on the outside of the ring, and Solo was like, "What is you doing out here? Where have you been?" Because earlier I said that Tama was not there, so he kind of distracted everybody else from the group, and LA Knight ended up picking up the win for the rest of the group. So all in all, it's a pretty decent match. I'll give it a good match. So guys, the next segment we have was Gunther trying to do a little promo cut, but then Seth Rollins came out of nowhere and started jumping Gunther. So Gunther ended up retreating back onto the ramp, and Steph is like, "Come back here because you jumped me the past 2 weeks and now you're running away," basically is what he said. And Gunther is like, "You know what?" So he stunk back to get another microphone and gets in the ring in Seth Rollins' face and basically said that you're making me mad because you come in here every week flamboyantly and calling yourself the best in the world, and I'm here every week lacing my boots to go against the best competition in the world, and you just sit here and act like to be Paul Heyman's lackey. Now before then, Steph was like, "You're trying to get a favor for Paul Heyman," and Gunther was like, basically, "Yes I am, and I'm gonna do it with a smile in my face." So they said all that, and then they went back to fighting, and Steph was trying to do a curb stomp onto Gunther, but Gunther ended up running away, and that was it for that segment. Like I said, I mean, this week is gonna be just full of just promos and just nothing else. It's gonna be nothing else, but I'm so happy that we're literally 6 days away for this to be over for everyone, so everyone can be back at somewhat peace. So y'all, the next little segment that came up during today's show, we had GM Adam Pearce and Dominic Mysterio, and Dominic Mysterio is trying to get the match that Finn Balor and him is going to have at WrestleMania. He is trying to quote unquote say that he is not facing Finn Balor, he is facing the demon Finn Balor. That's two different people. He's trying to claim there's two different people, and Adam is like, "No, the match is still happening at WrestleMania. You're still going against Finn." And then also Dominic was also complaining that his dad, Rey Mysterio, is a deadbeat, and he should not have been in the ladder match for the Men's Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. And Adam goes on to say, "Yes, he does. Your father is a Hall of Famer. He had done it all. He is well respected in the locker room, so he does deserve to get in." And then Adam told Dominic to go look in the mirror and look at the man that you see in the mirror, and basically said, "Figure it out." So I don't know what that's gonna be like, but you already know how that match is gonna go, and I know that it's not gonna look good for Dominic. So yeah. Okay, y'all. The next match of the night was Io Sky versus Kairi Sane, and this match was okay. I was very surprised that Kairi was very dominant in this match, super dominant. Very different Kyrie that we've been seeing for the past couple months. She basically had control of this whole entire match until the little bit of the end when Io was trying to get the crowd back together and try to get her to chant for her, and Asuka kept getting involved and stopping Io, and then Rhea come out, tried to defend Io from Asuka, but ended up getting jumped by Jade in the back, and then that ended up causing a distraction for Io for Kyrie to get the win. But I will give the match, it was an okay match. Definitely not a good match compared to Charlotte and them earlier, but it was an okay match for the women. A big step up for the past couple weeks for the women. The next segment of the night, we have Oba Femi's turn on signing the contract. Now, this was a great segment that they did. Oba did great on the mic. And so it opens up with, Oba getting into the ring. And before he can even speak words, Paul Heyman comes out, once again sings the praises of Brock Lesnar, saying that Brock Lesnar is going to beat Oba. Oba will be no more. And a little thing that Paul Heyman said, if he loses at WrestleMania and his career falls and goes short, that Paul Heyman's door is always open for Oba Femi to come and join him. And Oba is like, actually no, I'm going to close that door because my door is already open to go into WrestleMania. You had 25 years of Brock's greatness and his, intimidation, but it only took me 4 weeks to get there to him, to make him scared, to make him intimidated. So at WrestleMania, he's very confident that he's going to beat Brock Lesnar, and the rest will be history. That Brock will be embarrassed by Oba at WrestleMania, and then Oba signs the contract, and that was it. I think this was a great segment. I think that they should had Oba did more talking than just do this. He cut a very good promo, very surprising promo for me. He did really great. And I really hope that WWE writing, if y'all see the Unreal on Netflix, I really hope them in that room is coming up with a great match. They better not mess this up. I swear, if they mess this up, it's gonna be so crucial. But yeah, great segment between them. I'm very confident. I really hope Oba takes it for WrestleMania. It'd be really great for him. But we'll see WrestleMania. They love them some Brock Lesnar, so who knows. So, y'all, the last match of the night, it was Dragon Lee and Javon Evans versus JD McDonough and Rusev. And this match was a good match. It was a pretty good match. Probably another great match of the night. I probably will put it up there next to the women, but I'll give my choice later on. But great back and forth match between everybody, and Dragon Lee and Javon Evans end up picking up the win. And at the end of the match, Rusev just goes off and beats up everybody in the ring. Everybody came. You had Penta, you had Ray, you had just everybody that was in or is going to be in the ladder match for WrestleMania. They all got out there and they all got kicked in the face by Rusev. So I guess that was Rusev putting a statement on that he possibly can be the new men's Intercontinental Championship. But after all that, it was a great match. It was a really good match. We're in the last segment of the night, and it was Roman Reigns and CM Punk once again going neck for neck. So Roman comes out, he didn't say 2 words. CM Punk comes from the rafters and walks down the whole flight of stairs with the crowd, and he basically says, Roman, I hate you, I envy you, and let me know if I am telling a lie. So he goes on saying all the stats about Roman, how Roman has been in 13 main event WrestleManias out of 16 that he had been a part of. And he is sorry that he used his father Sika's name in vain. And, you know, at WrestleMania, he will still be the champion. And Roman had been given a silver spoon. You have a dynasty. And I didn't have that. Or I didn't grow up in a royal family like Cody. I didn't have that either. I fought in the indie stages and in alleys and bingo halls, the whole 9 yards. But that still does not stop me that the fans love me and I will still be champion. That's basically what he said. So Roman was like, you know what? You told everything right. Everything was the truth until the end when you said that you're still going to be the champion. That is your truth, not the reality. That I will become the new champion at Sunday. And he basically told Punk that he hates him too. And he hopes that in the next 10 years, people will be chanting his name and fall in love with him for the next 10 years. Like Punk was when Punk was gone for the 10 years. But his gonna be irrelevant and CM Punk isn't. So he basically said, once again, on Sunday, I will be the new champion, and you and as though everybody else will acknowledge me. And that was the end of Monday Night Raw. So I'm gonna give this Monday Night Raw, I'm gonna give it a solid, I'll give it a solid 7. I'm gonna tell you what saved it for me was honestly Oba's segment. He saved it. He did a great job of promo. Match of the night, I'm still gonna give it to Charlotte and Lyra, but behind them is definitely Javon and Dragon Lee. They did a phenomenal job in those matches. All in all, the show was not too bad. It was a pretty good show. I was kind of mad that half of the show was just everybody in their matches jumping each other the whole 2.5 hours, but I can't complain. And so let me go ahead and tell y'all what is going to be the matches that have officially been set for both nights at WrestleMania. Hold on. Okay, y'all. So here are the matches for WrestleMania on Saturday. We have a 16 tag team match with LA Knight, the Usos, with The Vision and I Show Speed. Then we have Jacob and McIntyre's match. Then we have Stephanie Valkyrie and Liv Morgan. Then we have Cody versus Orton. Then we have AJ Lee and Becky, Rollins and Gunther, and a women's tag team champion, a fatal 4-way match with, Charlotte and Alexa, Nia and Lash, Lyra and Bailey, and the Bella Twins. So that is for Saturday night, which that is a big Saturday night, pretty packed. So for Sunday night, we have Oba and Brock. Then we have the ladder match between all the men: Dragon Lee, Javon Evans, Penta, Rey Mysterio, Rusev, JD McDonough. Then we have Punk and Roman. Then we also have Jade and Rhea. Also Sammy and Trick Williams. And then the Demon, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. Now, I think Saturday night gonna be better. I feel like Saturday night got better matches, but Sunday might surprise you. That's how sometimes it is. Sometimes you think one night gonna be the best, but that'd be the worst, and the second night would be actually the best night. But Friday, I'm gonna give all my predictions on who I think is gonna win and who is gonna be champions and who's not. But I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me today. Thank you for watching and enjoying the video. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, share it to your friends, share it to your grandmom, your granddaddy, everybody under your son, anybody who cares to listen or cares to hear for my opinions or views on certain things. But after all that, make sure you stay blessed, love one another, and mental health does matter.